My beloved child, there are seasons when you keep lifting your eyes toward heaven and silently asking, when will my time come? When will what you have promised be revealed? When will that door open? And when will I step into the place my heart has longed for? I have heard every one of those questions, not only when your lips spoke them, but also when you hid them through long nights, when you smiled at others while still carrying a quiet waiting within. Today I gently say to you that the right time is not when you are most impatient, nor when many people notice you, and certainly not when you believe you are strong enough to hold everything in your hands. The right time is when your inner being is no longer swept away by applause, no longer trembles before the gaze of the crowd, and no longer needs the world's approval in order to believe that you have worth. It is when my peace becomes the anchor that holds you steady amid the winds of praise and criticism, when your heart can remain still before a closed door and yet not doubt, my love. You once thought that being ready meant being perfect, no longer weak, knowing every step of the way, and having enough ability to never stumble. But I do not see you the way you see yourself. I do not wait for you to become someone without limitations before I use you. For if that were so, no one on this earth could enter into my plan. What I look for in you is a heart that has stopped fighting for position, a mind that has stopped rebelling against the waiting, and hands that know how to open to receive what I give instead of clinging tightly to what you want to keep. When your own will grows quiet, when you no longer force me to act according to your timetable, when you learn to say yes in obedience, even in small things, that is, when you are being prepared to step out from the hidden place. Do not regard the hidden place as being forgotten. My child, that place is not a dark corner of abandonment, but a holy chamber where I quietly shape and refine you. I covered you not so the world would never see you, but so that the tender things within you would not wither under a light that came too soon. Some seeds must remain deep in the soil before rising into a tree. Some waters must flow through rocky crevices before becoming a clear stream. And some of my children must pass through seasons where no one calls their name, no one pats their shoulder, and no one acknowledges them, so they may learn that it is enough for me to know you cried because you thought you were being delayed, but I was protecting you from things that might have come too early and exhausted you. You saw others move forward and wondered why you were still behind, but I was building within you a foundation that human eyes could not see. When I bring you into the light, I will not let you walk in loneliness. I know what you need before you can even name it. I know those who will support you without taking advantage of you, those who will walk with you without pulling you away from the path I have set, those who will recognize the grace upon you without envying what I do through you. I will bring them at the right time, not so early that you become dependent on them instead of leaning on me, and not so late that you collapse along the journey. You will not have to bow before doors that do not belong to you, beg people I did not send, or push your way into places that only open through human striving. When I open, no one can shut according to their own will. When I lift you up, no hand can pull you down from what I have appointed. Therefore, do not waste your strength defending your name against every misunderstanding. There are battles that do not require your response, because silence in my hands has more power than 1,000 defenses. You do not need to hurry to prove your innocence before those who have already chosen to look at you with doubtful eyes, nor do you need to carry the burden of making everyone believe you, understand you, and love you. I know you. I see you. I can distinguish the most hidden motives in your heart. When the right season comes, the fruit I bring forth through your life will speak for the things you do not need to explain. Your task is not to chase recognition, but to remain faithful in what I have entrusted to you. Your task is not to please everyone, but to keep your heart upright before me. Remember David, the young shepherd boy in the wilderness. When his brothers were invited to stand before the prophet, everyone thought the chosen one must surely be the one who was tall, strong, and outstanding among the family. But I am not drawn by appearances that impress human beings. I look into the hidden place, where no one can decorate themselves with words or posture. David was not in the room from the beginning. He was still out in the fields, among the smell of grass, the sound of sheep, the sun, the wind, and hours unseen by others. But there, I had formed courage in him, worship, perseverance, and a heart that knew how to return to me. When the hour came, they had to call him back from the fields. What was meant for him was not mistakenly given to another just because he was absent from the eyes of people. Do you see? What I have appointed for you does not require you to push to the front of the line to seize it. When my time comes, even the place where you were overlooked will become the place people come to in order to call you forth. So do not fear that you are late. Do not fear that your hiddenness has made the promise lose its power. Do not fear that the quiet years have caused you to fall behind. I am the one who holds time in my hands. And no season of yours is wasted when you place it under my guidance. The tears you thought had fallen in vain have softened the soil within you. The times you chose patience instead of retaliation have made you mature. The days you served without anyone thanking you taught you to love with a purer love. The moments when you were misunderstood yet did not lose your gentleness became the mark of my grace upon you. I am not only preparing the gift for you, I am preparing you so that you can carry that gift without becoming proud, losing your way, or growing weary because of it. When you step into the new season, do not let expansion make you forget the secret place. Do not let great doors pull you away from the small place of prayer that once nourished you through days when no one knew. Do not become intoxicated by praise, and do not collapse under criticism. Walk according to the rhythm of peace I have placed within you. There are opportunities that shine brightly but do not belong to you. There are invitations that sound beautiful but do not carry my breath. There are crowded paths that many people take, yet they lead you farther from what I planted in you from the beginning. You must learn to recognize the difference between the noise of opportunity and the call of grace. Not every open door is a door I have opened, and not every delay is rejection. Stay close to me, and you will know when to step, when to wait, when to speak, and when to remain silent. I also want you to understand that true success in my eyes is not standing high so others may look up to you, but standing in the exact place where I have placed you with a heart that does not change. I may bring you before many people, but that is not as important as your still belonging to me in the secret place. I may place greater responsibilities in your hands, but that is not as precious as your remaining tender before my correction. You may see the things you once prayed for begin to bloom. But remember this, the most beautiful flower is a heart that knows how to return every honor to me. When you no longer see yourself as the center of what I am doing, you will be free. When you know that every good result exists because my grace upholds you, you will not be pressured to preserve a throne, reputation, or achievement by your own strength. So, my beloved child, keep walking. But do not rush. Keep hoping. But do not become impatient. Keep working. But do not carry what belongs only to me. I did not call you to exhaust yourself in the anxiety of having to succeed. I called you to be faithful, and that faithfulness will become the path through which my promise passes. When you are weak, lean on me. When you do not know what to choose, return to the peace I have placed in your heart. When you are opposed, remember that I do not leave you simply because others do not understand you. When you are lifted up, bow your heart even deeper before me. I will testify on your behalf in my way, at my hour, through fruits that no human hand can counterfeit. My child, Do not forget that I began a good work in you, not to abandon it halfway. I called you in the quiet place, kept you through seasons of testing, wiped your tears in nights no one knew about, and taught you to trust when everything was still unclear. Now, as you hear me remind you of these things, let your heart rest. You do not need to seize what I have promised. You do not need to trade your peace for attention. You do not need to open the door yourself with trembling hands. Let me lead you. Let me arrange it. Let me bring the right people, the right timing, and the right place to you. And when you step across the threshold of the new door, you will know that it was not your own strength that brought you there, but my steadfast love that had been quietly preparing everything long ago. My beloved child, in the days that are opening before your eyes, do not see them merely as a passing chain of time like any other day. Look with awakened eyes, for there are seasons I place in your life, not only for you to pass through, but for you to live as a song offered up between heaven and earth. This season of breakthrough is not an isolated event, nor is it a reward for you to keep for yourself alone. It is a holy invitation, where every breath, every decision, and every quiet action of yours can become a beautiful echo before me. When you wake each morning with gratitude, when you do what is right even though no one sees, when you choose gentle words instead of responding in anger, when you keep walking even though the road is not yet clear, your very life is lifting a melody that heaven listens to. I do not seek outward displays in you that make others marvel. I do not require you to build splendid forms to prove that your heart belongs to me. What I treasure is truthfulness in the hidden place. The moment when you bow your heart and recognize that you could not have stood firm without my hand upholding you. I rejoice when you understand that every good thing you have today does not come only from your own strength, wisdom, or ability. Behind every open door is my grace, quietly preparing the way. Behind every step you overcame is the strength I poured into you when you thought you had nothing left. Behind every small victory is my love, preserving you from falling in places where you could not save yourself. That recognition will keep you safe in the season of breakthrough, for there are people who receive what they once prayed for, yet lose the tenderness of their hearts. There are people who step into wider places, but because they forget the one who led them through the narrow door, they begin to regard blessing as their own possession. My child, I do not want you to fall into that trap. I do not give expansion so pride will weigh down your heart. Nor do I give results so you may compare yourself with others. What I entrust to you is meant to make you freer, clearer, more peaceful, and to become a sign of my kindness in the world. When you know everything comes from me, you will not have to strain to hold on to it. When you know I am the source, you will not panic when the stream changes. When you know I am the one who leads, you will not lose your peace just because someone else moves faster, shines brighter, or is called by name before you. Let each coming day become a living offering. There is no need for loud trumpets, no need for crowds to witness it, no need for anyone to acknowledge it with praise. A meal you prepare with love can become a fragrance before me. A task you do faithfully can become a hymn of praise. A forgiveness you extend while your heart still aches can illuminate an entire dark place. A decision to let go of what no longer pleases me can open a new stream in your life. Do not think that only great works have value before me. In my kingdom, quiet faithfulness often carries more weight than radiant displays that lack depth. I see what the world overlooks, and I preserve every seed you sow in humility. There is a story you should remember in this season. When Moses led my people out of Egypt, they saw the sea open, saw a path appear in a place that seemed to have no way out. It was a mighty breakthrough, a deliverance no human strength could create. But after they crossed the sea, Moses and the people did not rush to exalt themselves, nor did they build their own names upon that miracle. They lifted a song to return all honor to the one who had delivered them. They understood that their feet had walked across the dry seabed, but it was my power that had parted the waters. They walked, but I made the way. They survived, but I protected them. They came out of chains, but I was the one who broke the yoke of slavery. Do you see? After every true deliverance, there must be a true song. Not a song only from the lips, but the song of a heart that does not forget the source of the miracle. Therefore, when you step into something new, step as one who knows you have been shown mercy. When you see a door open, bow your heart before you walk through it. When you receive support, remember that I arranged those helping hands. When you see the fruit begin to bloom, do not forget the seasons when I quietly cultivated the soil, watered it, and protected the seed within you. Gratitude will be the fence that guards your blessing. Humility will be the garment that protects you from the poisoned winds of pride. Obedience will be the path that helps you go far without straying from my will. If you keep your heart close to me, what I give will not become a burden. It will become a means for my light to touch many more people. Do not fear that when you give honor back to me, you will fade into obscurity. You do not lose your value when you exalt me. Rather, you are placed in your rightful position of peace. The world often fears that if people do not lift themselves up, they will be forgotten. But you do not belong to that rhythm of life. You do not need to seize the light with anxious hands. When I desire to make what I have placed in you shine, I know how to bring it forth at the right time, in the right place, with the right measure of influence. My glory does not make you small in the sense of being disregarded. It frees you from the pressure of becoming the center. When you no longer need every eye to turn toward you, you will have the freedom to love more purely, serve more steadily, and walk more lightly. It is in that lightness that others will recognize me through you. Not because you speak many lofty words, but because the way you live carries a different fragrance. They will see peace in you at times when you would have every reason to be troubled. They will see kindness in you in places where others easily become bitter. They will see that you know how to give thanks even while the journey remains unfinished. They will see that you neither boast about what you have achieved nor belittle yourself in insecurity, but stand firm in the identity of being loved by me. And when they come near you, what they encounter will not only be your talent, experience, or success story, but the trace of my presence resting upon your life. Understand that wherever my presence is honored, there is covering. This does not mean you will never face trials, but trials will not have the authority to define you. It does not mean you will never hear opposition, but opposition will not be able to steal the peace I have placed in you. It does not mean every path will be smooth, but every step taken under my guidance will be supported by grace. My glory is not a heavy garment that makes it hard for you to breathe. It is a covering that steadies your heart, clarifies your vision, and gives direction to your steps. When you remain in that atmosphere, darkness cannot easily occupy your mind, because you know who you belong to and which calling you are following. So in this season of breakthrough, I do not only want you to rejoice over what is new, I also want you to mature in how you preserve what is new. Guard your heart from comparison, for comparison can turn blessing into anxiety. Guard your mouth from boasting, for words lacking humility can dim the beauty of grace. Guard your eyes from looking only at results, for if you forget the one who walks with you, you may become weary even in the middle of success. Return to me every day, not only when you need help, but also when you are rejoicing. Let thanksgiving become your breath, obedience become your way, and love become the quiet flame that keeps you warm in every season. I am leading you into an expansion, not meant to take you farther from me, but to draw you nearer to me in a deeper way. The things I arrange are not only to give you more opportunities, but to make you a faithful steward of grace. You will learn how to receive without becoming proud, to give without becoming depleted, to rise without forgetting to bow your heart, and to shine without losing gentleness. That is the beauty I desire to form in you. That is the song I desire to hear from your life, not the song of someone self-satisfied because they have arrived, but the song of one who knows they have been carried through many valleys, lifted through many moments of weakness, and loved through many seasons they did not fully understand. So keep walking, my beloved child, with open hands and a clear heart. Let the coming days not only be a time when you receive something new, but a time when you offer a life made new before me. Let every word you speak carry life. Every work you do carry light, and every choice you make reflect trust. When goodness comes, rejoice. When greater responsibility is given, lean on me. When others see you, let them look beyond you and recognize the one who has led you to this day. I am with you in this season of breakthrough, not only as the one who gives grace, but as the Father who protects you from losing what is most precious. And as you continue to return every honor to me, you will see that what you offer does not disappear. It returns upon you like blessed rain, like gentle light, like peaceful protection covering every step of your path. My beloved child, there are times when you stand among the crowd and silently wonder whether I truly see you, whether amid countless voices, countless footsteps, and countless faces passing through this life, your name has become lost in forgetfulness. I know that question has touched the deepest place within you, especially in seasons when you were faithful and no one noticed, when you tried and no one thanked you, when you sacrificed and no one mentioned it. But today I gently place my hand upon you and say that you have never been a faint shadow before me. You are not nameless in my kingdom. I know you with a knowledge full of love. I know your name. I know the tears you have hidden. I know the battles you have overcome in silence. And I know the times you wanted to give up but still chose to rise because of your love for me. Do not fear that the things you do in secret will fall into emptiness. Not one faithful act of yours is lost before my eyes. The times you chose forgiveness while your heart was still hurting. The times you kept your mouth from bitter words. The times you walked the narrow path while many around you chose the easier way. All of these are kept by me like precious jewels. The world may only see the outward result, but I see the journey that has formed who you are today. I see perseverance when you have no strength left, purity when you are tempted to compromise, humility when you have reason to lift yourself up. You think you are merely living through each day, but I have seen a crown being woven from every small yet obedient choice you have made. The crown I have for you is not like the things the world fights over. It is not a symbol of power for you to stand above others, nor is it a fleeting gift that makes you proud for a moment and then afraid of losing it. What I place upon you is the seal of life, of enduring love, of the confirmation that you belong to me and have been preserved by me through the fire of testing. That crown does not only wait for you in the days to come, it is already beginning to shine in the way you live today. When you walk with a healed heart, when you no longer need to prove yourself before every doubtful gaze, when you no longer allow praise or criticism to control your worth, the beauty of that reward has already begun to appear within you. In the days ahead, you will realize that my glory does not always come with a loud sound. Sometimes it comes like morning light slipping through a window, gentle yet unstoppable. Sometimes it comes through a meeting at the right time, a door that opens without you having to push hard, or a word of encouragement that arrives at the very moment you need to be strengthened. Sometimes it comes as a deep inner peace, A peace that lets you know that even though circumstances have not completely changed, I am still reigning over every detail. You will not need to strain to become noticeable. You will not need to decorate yourself in order to be accepted. My presence within you will have its own voice, quiet, yet weighty, gentle, yet undeniable. Others will come near you and sense something different, not because you are trying to appear special. They will see in you a stability the world cannot teach, a kindness that does not come from your own strength, a clarity that has not been stained by what you have gone through. They will come to you not only to hear advice, but to touch the source of peace I have placed within you. When you speak, your words will no longer be mere sound, but will carry encouragement. When you are silent, that silence can also become a place where others feel my gentleness. When you serve, they will not only see your hands, but recognize my love flowing through even the smallest things. Remember the story of Mary Magdalene in the early morning at the empty tomb. She came in sorrow, carrying tears and confusion, believing that what was most precious had been taken away. In that garden, she did not recognize the one standing near her until her name was called. Just one call, and the mist of grief was lifted. She was no longer a woman lost in the midst of loss. She became the first to be sent to carry the good news of resurrection life. Do you see? I do not call you by a vague, general title. When I call your name, you are awakened from the fear of being forgotten. When I call your name, you are brought out of the darkness of doubt. When I call your name, you know that you have been seen, loved, and entrusted with a part in my holy plan. Therefore, do not regard the seasons that have passed as meaningless. The days when you thought you were buried were actually the days when I was quietly planting within you the seed of new life. The wounds you once carried no longer have to be signs of failure. In my hands, they become places where grace shines. The tears you shed were not swallowed by the ground. I use them to water the things that will bloom in their proper season. The times you chose me in secret, chose what was right when no one was watching, chose to keep walking when your heart was tired. All of these are forming a legacy far beyond what your eyes can see at this moment. That legacy is not measured by the amount of wealth you leave behind, nor is it limited to achievements written on paper. Your true legacy lies in the hearts that have been encouraged by your presence, in the people who found hope again because of the gentle words you offered, in the families touched by your faithfulness, and in the generations after you who will be blessed because today you choose to live uprightly before me. You may not always know who has been lifted by a small thing you did. You may never hear all the stories of those who were changed through your quiet obedience. But I know, and in my hands, not one seed of love is lost. My beloved child, what I am opening is not the end of the journey, but the dawn of a deeper and wider life. Do not think that after being lifted up, you only need to stand still and enjoy it. I give you increase so that you may become a stream for others. I place my glory upon you not so you may keep it for yourself, but so that your life may become a safe shelter for the weary, a lamp for those who have lost their way, and a quiet witness to those who need to know that I still heal, still restore, and still call each person by name with unchanging love. You will step into days when the life within you will not only nourish you, but also touch many people beyond your sight. Yet, in that expansion, keep your heart tender. Do not let honor make you forget where I lifted you from. Do not let others coming to you cause you to forget that you yourself still need to return to me every day. Do not let good results make you believe you can go far without my guidance. The more you are entrusted with, the more you need to stay close to me. The more you are seen, the more you need to love the hidden place. The more influence you have, the more you need to guard humility as a treasure. For wherever there is humility, my grace has room to overflow. Wherever you know how to bow your heart, my glory can dwell without being distorted by pride. I want you to keep walking with pure joy, not the joy of one who is applauded, but the joy of one who knows they are loved. Let that become the foundation for everything you do. When a way opens for you, rejoice in me. When you are lifted up, give thanks in me. When you are entrusted with greater responsibility, rely on me. When you see fruit begin to grow, remember that I am the one who makes the seed increase. You do not need to tremble before the future, because the one who called your name is also the one who will lead you forward. You do not need to fear being forgotten, because your name is kept in my eternal love. So stand firm, my child, with a resting heart and eyes turned toward the light. The things you have lived for me have not vanished. The things you sowed in tears will continue to bear fruit in the time I have appointed. Those who are touched through your life will become small flames, carrying the light farther still. And when you look back, you will understand that I did not only give you a reward at the end of the road, but placed the seal of my love upon every step you took. I called you by your name, held you in my hand, protected you through every season of testing, and will continue to make your life a beautiful testimony of my love, a love that does not fade, does not forget, and never leaves you.